Yes. Mhm. Now, I just want to make mention this daughter, Legina. Yeah. For Mike Van Proyn to say anyone is, well, her mother, yes. Where was Legina at the time of the photograph that was taken? Yes. Now, let's say you're a child. You have a picture of yourself in a Rotarian newsletter. Yes. And she looks at her mother, Marilyn, and says, well, Mother Marilyn, where was I at the time of this picture? Pooch. Because I don't remember being held by that woman. Pooh, 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 pooh. Now, it's definitely the victimization of a child where you say a photograph, yes, was a day and time. And little Agena, yes, was sitting on Susan Bauer's lap. Pooch. You have to realize that she would have had to remember that, or it would have been a traumatization of her memory. Yes. To not remember where it was that she had that photograph taken. Now, here she is. Really nice picture. Here, let me turn. Well, let me see if I can do this. Yes. She's sitting there having a photograph taken. Yes. With a woman that is not her mother. And you can see here they're in a large group setting. They're all eating lunch together at a Rotarian meeting. Yes. Yes, they are. All these familiar individuals are around them. The problem is, Legina cannot remember sitting on that woman's lap. She doesn't remember seeing all these other individuals in the photograph. She doesn't remember the actual experience. Now, for a 3 or 4 year old girl, yes, you can see that it looks like they're eating lunch or they're visiting a Rotarian meeting. Pooch, pooch, pooch. Now, for Rotary to cause such trauma in the minds of a 4 year old, she cannot remember sitting with that woman, Susan Bowers, at a Rotary meeting, and she can't remember why it is that that woman doesn't look like her own mother. Ouch. Now, I think it does violate the Victims' Bill of Rights. Yes, yes, yes. And then there's numerous other laws because you can see Susan Bowers and Legina. Yes. They're sitting there at a Rotary meeting, eating and drinking and having all kinds. Now, there are some laws, and I just took some pictures of this mandatory reporters because we're going to go through it today because I'm really upset. Let's see here. Employees or volunteers of host home programs. Yes. Well, I did make some pictures. I just found out that there's a new law that was passed in 1993 called the National Child Protection Act. Then there's the Volunteers for Children Act amended by the NCPA. Just sign here, it'll be a huge lawsuit. Now, these volunteers known as Rotary that thought, well, it is not abusive or traumatizing to invite children to our Rotarian meetings, yes, where they sit with individuals that are not their parents. And we take pictures of them there because for every child that has actually attended a Rotary meeting, those under the age of 18, yes, how many of you have sat with somebody other than your actual parents? Now, as I look at these two new laws, yes, the National Child Protection Act and the Volunteers for Children Act, I downloaded a document that I thought was fascinating. It was about a Baptist church, yes, that had somebody in the choir that was singing, yes, and they didn't do a background check. They never would have thought that the guy would have molested a 13-year-old. But I would say it's molestation on the part of Susan Bowers to be at a Rotary meeting holding Legina, saying that she's the mother.